Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Today we're going to be going over the latest episode of The Oval, Season 2, episode number 7 called Hidden Secrets, which I think in Season 1 there was an episode called Hidden Secrets already. I'm almost certain, but I didn't go back and check. Anyway, guys, before we get into this video, I do want to let you know that it is raining where I am, so hopefully you do not mind the sounds of the rain. All right, let's get into this, guys. So the episode starts off where we left off as usual, right? And Don wants to know what Alan wants, while Kyle would like to know why Alan didn't knock. Anyway, Alan tells Don that the president wants to see him, and Kyle stays behind to interrogate Alan. So he wants to know exactly what Alan saw when he walked in on him and Don. And Alan tells him that he saw nothing. So right now we see that Alan is playing the game. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to go into the ridiculous line of questioning that Kyle was putting Alan through because it was honestly a waste of film in my opinion. Next, Priscilla calls Jean's boyfriend Greg to ask if he's heard from Jean. Greg tells Priscilla that he has been calling Jean all night and he's worried that something's wrong. So Scylla tells Greg that she'll stop by Jean's house later, but Greg says, don't worry about it. I'll leave work and go over there now. And the first thing I was thinking about, guys, was please don't let him find Jean's body in her apartment. All right, then Sam comes in to tell Priscilla that he's been asked to be Victoria's new lead guy, and he's thinking about taking the job because it's less work but a lot more money. So Priscilla was like, are you that mad at me? And she goes on to mention that Sam is mad at her because they're in debt and they have no children. And on top of that, they aren't having much sex, okay? And even though Sam denies it, Priscilla doesn't want to hear it, okay? And she tells Sam that he can take the job, but there will be no us. Next, Diane calls Bobby to tell him that she's going to meet up with Don. She thinks it's a good idea to play Don and the administration close, but I wouldn't be so sure about that, you know? But we will see what happens, okay? Next, Jean's boyfriend Greg gets to her apartment and he sees that the place has been trashed. So he calls Scylla, who tells him to call the police. But Greg says, I can't because you know I've been to jail before, right? So Priscilla says, okay, just get out of there. So, unfortunately, I think Jean's body will pop up somewhere, guys, and her boyfriend is going to go down for it. Also, his fingerprints are now on the doorknob since he entered her apartment, so it's not looking good for him, guys. Next, Barry comes up to Sharon's job and asks her why she didn't tell him she was pregnant. But Sharon got really upset for some reason and was like, you need to leave right now. So Barry said, is it mine? And Sharon slaps him and says, who else could be the father? So as they're arguing, Kareem comes from the back of the store and the new employee tells him that Sharon is outside talking to some guy. So I was like, oh gosh, here we go. We already knew Kareem was going to get involved, okay? Anyway, as Sharon and Barry continue to argue, Miss Nancy pulls up and says to Barry, let's go. I need you to come to the funeral home with me. So Barry doesn't want to leave, you know. He wants Sharon to confirm that he's the father, even though she kind of did when she slapped him. But I guess he needs to hear her say the words, you are the father, Maury style, you know. Anyway, Kareem comes out trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho, and you already know that Barry wants all the smoke with him, okay? But of course, Nancy and Sharon get between them, and Nancy tells Barry to leave now. Like she put her mama foot down, okay? And that's how Barry finally left. So Barry leaves and Sharon tells Kareem to please go back into the store. Once she's alone with Miss Nancy, she says to her, what is wrong with him? Then she goes on and on about how Barry can't treat her like this and he can't just come up here and talk to me like that. And Miss Nancy is pretty much apologizing for her son's actions and agreeing with her, saying, I know you don't deserve it. And to be honest, guys, I didn't see why Sharon got so upset. Yes, Barry could have approached her better, but he also has in his mind that the baby might not be his. So he's already riled up by the idea of it. And Sharon didn't help by telling him to just leave instead of simply answering the man's question. I don't know, guys, but I just don't agree with everybody acting like Barry is a problem, you know? The guy is very high strung right now because, come on, his daughter has been kidnapped with no leads. Like, the police are doing absolutely nothing about it. Then instead of being a supportive girlfriend and forgiving Barry for lashing out at her every now and then, Sharon instead makes it all about her feelings and screws Kareem, okay? So no, I'm not buying what they're trying to sell about Barry. Like I said, he's going through a lot and he has a lot to be stressed about, all right? And as I said before, Sharon hasn't made any of these things better. Instead, she's been busy playing the victim, and now when Kareem tells her that she deserves better than Barry, she's over there talking about, don't you think I know that? But if you ask me, Barry deserves better than her. Like, who needs a woman that's going to cheat on them while they're going through a crisis? Come on now. By the way, before we move on, didn't Barry sound just like Richard for a moment when he was like, no, Mom, I'm not leaving till she tells me who the father is. She won't tell me who the father is. Like, that's right now, that is Richard's whole gripe. Who is the father? Who is the father? Who is the father? Anyway, next, Don brings a psychologist to the White House for creepy Jason. So the psychologist's name is Dr. Meadows, and Don tells Victoria that he purposely chose her because she's a good-looking woman, and he knows that this will at least make Jason want to talk to her. You know, like, it has to be enticing for him. Anyway, as Don and Victoria wait for Dr. Meadows to come out of Jason's room, Jason is in there asking Dr. Meadows a bunch of questions, and he starts jerking off right in front of her. And instead of leaving right away, she tells him that if he doesn't stop, she's going to have to leave. And I was like, girl, are you crazy? You should have got out of there right away. Anyway, because she was foolish and decided to stay and watch creepy Jason jerk off, he ejaculated into his hands and threw it at her. And the scene was just so disgusting. Like, I really could have done without that, seriously. I'm tired of seeing this guy. Like, his creepiness just really bothers me. It's on another level. It's to the point where it's just like, all right, we know he's a creep, but can we not get all of this disgusting stuff done in front of us? Like, can we just hear about it? Like, why do we have to see it? It's just gross. Like, come on. Anyway, that was the whole thing that made her leave the room, right? She had to get ejaculated on in order for her to leave. Next, Don waits for Dr. Meadows to come out of the bathroom. And while he waits, Kyle shows up and tells him that he needs to go to his house and pretty much get rid of Lilly. So Don says, no, you will not do anything. And that's the end of the story. Now get out of here. So Kyle leaves, but we know he's not going to listen to Don. Then Dr. Meadows comes out of the bathroom and tells Don that Jason is going to need a lot of help. And before she commits to helping him, she's going to need to sit down with the president and the first lady because she thinks the whole family could benefit from counseling. So of course Don is like, yeah, okay, good luck with that one. But it's the only way Dr. Meadows will help, so what more could he say? Next, Sam goes to check on Richard because Priscilla told him that Richard is messing around with Frida. So when Sam asks about Frida, Richard tries to deflect and tells Sam to make sure things are good with his own wife because he could tell that Priscilla was mad at Sam. Anyway, before Sam came in, Richard was looking through that calendar again because he's obviously trying to piece together some dates for around the time he was away in Iraq. So he didn't tell Sam about what's going on with him and Nancy, and when he left, Sam tried to give him like a dap, but Richard just walked away. He kind of just looked at him like, whatever, right? So I was like, what the heck was that about? Why is he acting like he's mad at Sam? I don't know, guys, but Richard did have a look on his face while he was looking through the calendar. It was like an aha moment, and he looked at Sam in a weird way, you know, but instead, like right after he looked at him in a weird way, he was like, is there something I can help you with, you know? But I don't know, guys. You know, we've talked about this theory before that Sam could be Picky's father, but I don't want to believe it. I'm against it because I feel like it's against, you know, the character that Sam has displayed so far. He doesn't show us a person that would smile in his friend's face knowing that he slept with his woman years ago, you know? So it's just like, it's hard for me to believe that if that were the case, you know? It would just be so grimy on Sam and Nancy's part to appear to be such close friends with these people, you know? For Nancy to be such a close friend with Priscilla, yet you know you slept with her man years ago, and the same for Sam with Richard, you know? Anyway, we're going to leave that alone for now because, like I said, that's just a theory. It's not my own theory. It's a different fan theory. I think one of my subscribers actually came up with that theory too. And, you know, you never know because it might, look, the way things are going, that little strange transaction that happens, I don't know. It's starting to make me wonder, okay? Next, we get to the last scene where Kyle gets to Don's house and he comes into an office where Lilly is taking pictures of documents, okay? Kyle starts interrogating Lilly, asking her what she's doing in her own freaking house. And it was so irking to me, guys. Like, honestly, this is TV, so I can say this. I want somebody to kill Kyle, all right? And that's just the bottom line. I'm tired of him. I want somebody to kill Kyle. I want somebody to kill Jason. Like, I'm ready for them to go, okay? I hate them. Anyway, All I kept saying was, girl, where is that same gun you shot Bobby with when he was intruding? Okay. When he was the intruder, you had a gun. But here is somebody like Kyle who you definitely can't stand, and you don't have a gun for him, girl. So anyway, the episode ended with Lilly trying to call security only to find that Kyle shut off all the lines, okay? All the telephone lines were shut off. Even her cell phone would not work. Then he pulls out some black gloves and tells her that he's going to find out who she's been working with, all right? And that was the episode, guys. Let me know y'all thoughts. This was a pretty good episode. I mean, it was entertaining and all that. But there were some parts that I really could have dealt without. And that was the scene with creepy Jason. Like, I just want to... All right. So there are some people that I watch on TV that they make me feel violent. They make me want to reach through the TV and just like smash their faces in, okay? And that is not how I really am, but I'm just telling you guys, that is how I feel when I watch characters that I absolutely hate. But I will have to say, good job on the actors' part, because I guess they're doing their job, right? Anyway, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. I see you guys in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.